We're joined today by Adrian Sims, who's the managing director of Ventec, or dust and fume extraction experts, based in Bristol. And I'd just like to ask you sort of how the business has adapted to the pandemic and what you're sort of currently involved in. I can see you're at home at the moment, working from home.
Business is had its challenges. I think with like everyone, we've, as you can see, we've all gone remote
Yeah.
and have sort of gone across back to home initially in the initial lockdown. Um, in the first few days and weeks, in the sort of the chaos and the panic of what was happening, what were we doing, we were very lucky in that we had software. We use Office 365 and
Yeah.
Microsoft Teams, which we all looked at before and thought, "What's that?" Suddenly
Mm,
came into its own, and it's been fantastic for
sure.
us as a business. We've really embraced that. Um, it's enabled us to still communicate as a team with the live chat. We still have regular meetings. We still, we share documents. Right, so our communication as an office is still live. We still have banter. We still have the jokes that come between us.
Yeah.
We still have that ongoing sort of office relationship, albeit it's not quite the same as we've all come to find. You know, working from the spare bedroom is a bit different to working in an office full of people.
Sure.
And we've gradually got used to that over the summer, and we've continued to do that all the way throughout
Yeah.
as an office team, and it works well for the majority of us. Some people have
Mm,
gone back to the office in small numbers, a couple of days a week.
yeah.
Some of us haven't, and
Mm,
it doesn't matter. We're finding as a business we're able to work wherever and whenever. So
mm,
it's not
mm,
just 9 to 5. It's
yeah.
some of the guys work later in the day, some work earlier.
Mm, mm,
Um, with the various software packages we have, we can do that, and
yeah.
it's a lot more flexible
Sure.
way of working. And I think that's the pandemic is one of the big takeouts or takeaways from it is that we have been able to be more flexible with how we work, where we
Mm,
work, and I think we're now using some of these devices we have, these phones, these tablets, these laptops, whatever,
mm,
to
mm,
to enable us to be flexible with that way of working. And
yeah.
I'm always of the opinion, and rightly or wrongly, some people agree, some disagree, that the important factor as far as we're concerned as a business is that the customer gets what they need.
Mm,
Um, and from my point of view as a business owner, the whole thought of clocking in and clocking out on certain set time frames is antiquated.
mm,
And it's a case of, okay, we have a customer base which is global.
yeah.
People contact us at all times a day through various different platforms. We have to be able to respond to that. Um, Not always instantly, but in good order, in good time,
Mm,
which we find we're able to do. Whether it's LinkedIn messages, whether it's WhatsApp, whether it's email, whatever the platform is, whatever we're using, we have the technology, we can use those, and we can respond and communicate back to people in time.
sure.
So hopefully we keep our customer chain informed and up together where they are with projects,
Mm,
what the latest information is, and they have what they need to enable them to carry on with their processes and their procedures without us sort of holding them up or delaying that.
do you think the pandemic will make people think differently about health and safety in the workplace? I know obviously your organisation is sort of built for that purpose to keep people safe in their own working environments, and the pandemic has, I suppose, brought that to light. Do you think that maybe companies will start to, maybe possibly prioritise those issues a little bit
I,
more?
I like to think so, um, although I do think we're missing an element of this, what the issues are with this pandemic.
Mm,
Um, at Ventec, and not just us, but with other organisations and other businesses around, we are focused on improving the working environment.
mm,
Um, dust and fume extraction, call it what you like. It's making a better working environment for people to work in.
yeah.
When you look at the stats, and the HSE every year publish a number of stats on people who unfortunately fall ill through exposure to hazardous substances in the workplace. The numbers are quite staggering. Occupational asthma, occupational cancer, there's no cures for these. In the UK alone, it's something like 36 people every single day die from being exposed to substances such as wood dust, flour dust, isocyanates from paint spray, stone dust, where you get silica and silicosis. Very, very common substances in everyday use. Kills a lot of people, and we don't mince our words in this. That's what's happening.
Sure.
Thousands of others are falling ill, but we don't report it. We don't put it on the news. And I think if we did, I mean, we're looking at COVID, and COVID's dreadful and it's awful. And the case numbers are rising all the time. If we publish the same records for other respiratory diseases, not just workplace ones, but other, we will see equally as high numbers.
Yeah.
So what I would hope for is that people are more aware of what they're breathing in. I think the government is, and I'm not here to knock anyone, but I think they've missed the boat a little bit with the educational element around COVID.
Oh.
There's been a lot of talk about touch points. Make sure you clean your hands, wash your hands. Good common sense, good practice, makes sense. But what they fail to realise, you don't get COVID for going through the skin. You get it because you get it on the skin, and then you touch your mucous membrane, and it goes into your system that way. You've got to, you're more likely to contact it through respiratory issues, breathing in. And the old saying, cough and sneeze and spread diseases. That's exactly what this is. We're breathing out aerosols. We breathe out very fine aerosols from our lower lungs. We also breathe out a larger aerosol from the upper respiratory tract. Large aerosol droplets, or LADs as they're known in the industry. And it's the LADs which cause the problems, hence why we have social distancing. We keep the 2 meters apart. Because the LADs, local aerosol droplets, settle out within 2 meters, hopefully. But I don't think they've done enough to make people aware of that. This is the issue. We're saying to people, you can't go to pubs and clubs, you can't do this and this, but they're not saying why.
Yeah, sure.
And I think a bit more education around that. And a lot of things in life, education is the way forward. Will help people appreciate that actually it's what we're breathing in is the problem. Hence why we're wearing these masks. The common cloth masks don't stop the spread. They minimize it. They reduce some of these large aerosol droplets coming out and being projected towards people. So that's why we're helping keeping each other safe. They're not stopping you breathing stuff in, they're stopping you spreading it.
Is it quite difficult to do something planned, say, for 2021 with so much uncertainty around at the moment, as sort of the various lockdowns and regional lockdowns and tiered strategy? Is that sort of difficult to really?
I mean, long-term planning is almost non-existent. Because we don't know what's happening next week. And whilst we're booking projects in, we're booking in training courses. We do training courses both online and face-to-face. And I'm sat here today. I think we've got a course planned next week. We're not too sure if it's going to go ahead still. We think it is, and everything looks like it is, but it can change with a news conference. So we are, we try to make plans, but those plans are always potentially open for change depending on what the circumstances are. And we just, as a team, we just need to be dynamic enough to say, okay, plans have changed. We're now going to do this. And we've been able to do that, again, using technology, using the resources available. Some customers have been very, very flexible with that and said, yeah, that's fine. We can change, we can tailor it. And thankfully, we've been able to get through these issues. But it is a challenge. It's a daily challenge. You're always got one eye on the news to think, okay, what's coming next? Where are we going? Who's coming from where? What are we doing?
I know you're involved in an initiative towards the start of the pandemic And it was something you designed to protect frontline workers. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So when the pandemic sort of kicked off, there was a big issue around PPE in the healthcare and
Yeah.
the lack of PPE. And whilst we as a business, we're not directly involved in PPE, obviously we put systems in to relieve people from having to wear PPE. So quite the opposite.
Yeah.
We do get involved in industries such as welding, where they use slightly different forms of PPE. You know, and I'm seeing on the news and the press that you have nurses and doctors wearing face masks, which are notoriously difficult to get to fit correctly. If you've got facial hair, if you've got wonky noses and stuff, and if you wear glasses, they're very difficult to work.
Yeah.
So to me, it's the wrong sort of PPE for the application. I'm looking at it thinking, okay, you need what's called personal air powered respirators, PAPRs. Now, PAPRs are widely used in the welding industry to protect people from breathing in carcinogen producing welding fume dust.
Sure.
Well, we furloughed the welding industry pretty much overnight. So all their PPE is sat on a shelf doing nothing. So initially I thought, why can't we put the welding industry and the NHS together and say, look, guys, have a chat and see what we can do here. And I spoke to various suppliers of PAPRs, and they said, yeah, we've got thousands in the warehouse. They're all sat here. No one's talking to us. And we looked at them ourselves because I've got one of our team doesn't drive, needs to share a van. Can I get them these filter units so they could wear them when they're going to jobs together? Lo and behold, at the same time, a professor at Greenwich University, he was part of my contact circle on LinkedIn, came up with a hood for use in frontline healthcare. And initially I seen it and it looked like this chap had a carrier bag on his head. And I thought, he's not going to go very far with that. But then I got thinking, actually, he's got something there. He's got a good point. So we linked up, and with a few other guys, we come together and we set up another business, which has gone on to look at, can we develop something for frontline healthcare? And the answer has been yes. We took the existing welding fume PAPR units to the local hospitals. We said, are you interested in this? We took along our hood and our hood design and said, what do you guys think of this? And they gave us some feedback, which we've then gone and developed. And I've got it here. I've got the prototype here.
Okay.
We've developed a new PAPR unit, which people can wear on their belts. This is our demo unit, our working sort of prototype unit. It's not the final manufactured one, but it's to prove it all works. And so we've got that, and it's a bit brick-like and bulky, but that's to show that's for easy cleaning. One of the feedbacks we had from the NHS is they don't want curved surfaces; they want nice, easy, flat, white, clean surfaces.
Sure.
And the hood which it connects to is this pod sort of thing here, which the wearer can put their head up in the hood. It inflates via the tube at the back. Okay. And this poncho, which tucks into their scrubs, prevents the air they breathe out going onto the patient. It comes with an inline silencer, the white component. So when inside the hood here, it's so quiet, you can use your mobile phone. You can talk to people. People can see you. They can see your facial expressions. It gives all the protection needed against COVID from splashes, from spittle in the air. Sure. And it's ready to go. We're hoping they start manufacturing in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're talking to the various NHS trusts as we speak now.
Fantastic. And what's the best contact to get hold of you on, Adrian, if someone was interested in that?
So the hoods are set up by a separate company. So that's WorkSafe Design. If people want to get hold of me and speak to me, look me up on LinkedIn is always the easiest. Adrian Sims, LinkedIn. You'll find me under VentTech. You'll find me under WorkSafe Design. Always happy to respond to messages. if people want to, contact me that way, then I'll come back to them straight away.
Fantastic. Adrian, it's great to speak to you today. Really appreciate that. If anyone watching would like to see Adrian's webinar, it will be available on the SOE website, so soe.org.uk/resources, and all our webinars are available to view on there. But yeah, thanks again, Adrian, for joining us, and we'll speak again shortly.